Yanda Khechane. I'm a member of Seventh-day Adventist Church. Okay, so what I'm going to present is the honor of nutrition. Nutrition. Okay. By the way, nutrition is my second name. As you all know, my my work it involves around nutrition. So this is what I practice and do every day. I talk about it everywhere I go, like on a daily basis, except on Sabbath. All right. So I was required, number one, to actually draw a pyramid for nutrition. So because I am Yanda Khechane, I decided to do the vegetarian one so that I can become fair to everyone. Because if I did vegan, maybe it was going to have some complications. So this is the pyramid I draw up. I'm just going to walk through the passages. This is the pyramid. It has to be a triangle. It is divided into 2, 4, 5 sections, but I did 6. I'll tell you why. The 6th one. Okay. Okay, so the first one, the 0% according to my explanation, because I said I do vegetarian. So the natural sweetness, the sugars, and the fats, according to me, it's 0% because it is not needed by your body. It is what makes you sick and it causes the diseases. So put that on 0%. Then the second one, which is the first in other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't? You don't. Okay, now.
Let's go back to the pyramid. I think this is something that.
The pyramid.
Are you explaining the elements of the pyramid?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
The pyramid, the elements of the pyramid.
Beginning from the bottom of
0
the
is the
top.
1.
Yes, the color would
Oh,
not
okay.
from the bottom.
Okay.
Yes. Naki color would So hodimo kambo. Now I have 0% of sweets and the salt. 0%. All right, the second one, 20% on dairy and eggs, because I said I'm doing vegetarian. 20% on dairy and eggs because your bodies, they need a source of protein. Your body cannot survive if it does not have protein. So the protein that you all know, that is it is the eggs and dairy and its products. Your patties, your milk, your cheese, your yogurt, your plains, and every other thing. Your lacto-vegetarians or ovo-vegetarians, that is 20%. That is what your body needs. Okay? Then the second one, it's vegetable oils and herbs.
Second or third?
The third according to mine, but it's the second one.
Let's just go with yours.
Yes.
Mine, okay, the third one. 5% of vegetable oils and herbs. The reason I'm mentioning herbs is because there are herbs that it's an oil. Did you know that? There is a rosemary oil.
The percentage 5%.
Yes, 5%. 5% of oils. Because remember, your body does not need too much fat. Because if you take too much fat, it means that your digestion will be slow. Yes, Mr. Osman?
No, I just wanted to say, for the purposes of recording,
Okay,
if you could just stand on one.
Okay.
Please.
All right, sorry about that. Thank you. So for vegetable oils, it means that it's 5%. The natural spices for taste, for aroma, for colors, and other things. We need those oils and herbs so that and our bodies can actually get and produces the body enzymes according to that, right? And then 35%, you should have 35% of fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. 35% of fruits and vegetables, because especially vegetables, we have to take them raw. You know why? Because we want our colons to be cleansed. If we take raw vegetables, our colons are being cleansed on a daily basis. That's why, for instance, when you are dirty, when you see your skin silly wrong, silly dirty, you have to go back to detoxing. When you take vegetables and fruits only and water, you are detoxing your body. So it has to be 35%. But by the way, those are natural takeaways, like God's takeaways or fast foods rather, because you don't have to wash them. You can take your baby spinach, silly raw, you can take your carrots, your radish, your asparagus, your pork choice, and whatever, some salt. Okay? And then we come to the 5th one, which is the last one. Now, this one, it pains my heart when an Adventist join these things that are called keto diets or Benting, because by the way, that's very dangerous. As much as you're going to lose weight, but that's very dangerous, never do that, especially if you're a Masterguide, because it would have meant that you haven't researched about food, or you didn't hear anyone who's representing about nutrition. The grains, the cereals, they are as important as your ID number and your surname, because those are it's a core of your food. For instance, you can take a grain only without anything else. But the minute you take other things without grains, yes, you will lose weight, but the problem is that you will experience a lot of chronic diseases, because it's like a koloi isn't an oil but in petrol. A car cannot move without an oil. It can't. You will be destroying the engine. So if you do not take the grains, which is the oil of the body, you will be destroying your same bodies, and then you'll have malnutrition, you'll have everything that is wrong, unfortunately. So as I'm continuing, so the 40%, which is this one, the cereals and the grains and the legumes, your soy products, your tempers, and all other things that has got to do with that. It's 40%. So if you ukopanya all those percentages I gave you, it's 100%. So you have to practice this on a daily basis, not when you feel like. Remember, eating well, remember, eating well is to honor your body. Remember, Paul from the book of Romans chapter 12, verse 1, I beseech you therefore. This is the temple of God. You have to eat right. You have to do the right thing. In case amongst us there is a person who is a vegan, just like me, it means that instead of dairy and eggs in that 20%, you'll be adding tofu, you'll be adding tempeh, you'll be adding chia seeds, you'll be adding your what you call this? Hemp seeds, sorry, hemp seeds, so that protein. And also let's make use of our chickpeas, the garbanzo beans, because sometimes the reason we as vegetarians or vegans, we don't look good, and when we have to donate blood, we're being rejected by the of high health, because we lack iron. Okay. So what causes lack of iron? It's because people, they take iron food without consuming vitamin C. I can see ikibe wanyula iron in your body. Ukasija spinach and broccoli and asparagus, but as long as vitamin C lacks in your body, it will never. When you want iron, you have to balance it. It's same as B12, but I'm going to talk about them as the presentation. And then the other things of the lifestyles that are recommended. If you are vegetarian, you have to exercise, you have to drink a lot of water, you have to get sunshine, all those 8 natural doctors that you know, the air and everything. If you don't like drinking water, at least go swimming, because the pores of the body, they will open, and that toxication goes on. Because so there are other, that we call that hydrotherapy, just like massage. So number 2, they said, what is lacto-ovo-vegetarian? Lacto-ovo-vegetarian is someone who takes eggs, milk, but no meat and its products. Lacto-ovo-vegetarian, kimutu ajang mahe, ajang libisi, batasajing na. That is lacto-ovo-vegetarian. For instance, utajadi yogurt it's how mahiwa how your patties how, but bo meat, bo poloni, no Viennas, no, because you get the product. Then number 3, okay, babuza hurina over vegetarian giving. Over vegetarian are those who do not take meat, who do not take dairy, but still take eggs. That is ovo-vegetarian. Ovo-vegetarian, someone who only takes eggs, because but baba baring hai na B12 yang sugudisa. So rather than being vegan, I will opt to be an ovo-vegetarian. So ovo-vegetarian is someone who takes eggs but doesn't take dairy and meat. And then the last one, what is vegan? Vegan is someone who does not take anything that is from an animal, whether your egg, whether your dairy products, whether your meat. That is vegan, which is I am. All right, and then number 3, barring, let's arrange at least 2 meals according to the pyramid. of the vegetarian ones. It's a vegan kalifa, but because of time, I don't think I will. So get the arrange just 2 plates. Number 1, calculating how there has to be a grain. Now I choose to use quinoa. Quinoa, it's Quinoa, quinoa grain. Yes, it's a grain. It's a powerful drink. It's so expensive. It's so expensive, but yeah, Khorisa. And by the way, if you want to lose weight, that is the only grain that is allowed for you to eat. Brown rice and quinoa because they are gluten-free. Ne? And then number 2, in the same plate, let's take the carrot and roast them. You know the advantage of not cooking vegetable with water? It's because all the nutrients are still there. It's either you take it raw or you roast it, because when you steam it, we are not sure if you will be able to manage water. So that water will kalam with some certain nutrients, and then you are left with something we don't know because that's no longer food. So it's quinoa, it's roasted carrot. Then number 3, let's take garbanzo salad. Garbanzo salad, garbanzo beans. Chickpeas. Okay, chickpeas salad. Chickpea salad, you can boil your chickpeas, you can mash it, and then cut your peppers, and then add your cilantro, raw cilantro or coriander or rosemary leaves, and then add salt and nutritionalist flake for those who are vegans, because that's the source of vitamin B12, right? And then number 4, which is the last one. I get in the pyramid, the oils. Unfortunately, we cannot fry with an olive oil. Did you know that? Because the minute you fry with an olive oil, it is written cold pressed for a reason. Then when you fry with it, ubulaya its natural and healing properties when you fry with it. If you want to fry, use coconut oil, and that is strictly, that is fine. Because if you cook with olive oil, ubulaya milimoyon. Okay. So we use it ili raw. How can I pay? That's when you can drizzle. Your mom cooks. So when you drizzle with it, that's when you food. Take it raw. Your skin, your weight. You will never gain weight because all these things were meant for us to eat again. And then harifit, that is the last one. And then the herb. I always advise people to take raw leaves, especially the herbs, because then your sinuses, your skin, your allergies. Take dill, take your oreganos, the dill fresh, dill jwalo. Take basil, take parsley, take cilantro. Take all these things, just grow them at the back of your yard so that even your kids can start enjoying these things. If you don't like chewing them, blend them. That is the easy way. That's how I make my sauces, by the way, plus nuts.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes left, okay. And then that is the first plate. The second plate, we have bulgur, and then steamed broccoli, and then bean cat. Bean cat, by the way, it's tofu, it's the second name. And then the 4th one, and then we use coconut oil on this one because there is tofu. So tofu is firm. It needs an oil that is firm. Because how gets a tofu kamafura? Iba mafura hahulu isheng. Especially with batch fry. By the way, we don't promote frying. So with tofu, you have to bake it with coconut oil because that is the only oil who mamela heat. And then the last one, then we use rosemary as an aroma in your food, and you enjoy. Honestly, you don't need meat there. And then when I'm passing, what is another name for B1? We call that thiamine. B1 is thiamine. I get a B1 from B12. But according to the book here, the honors, B1 is thiamine, and B2 is riboflavin. B2 is riboflavin. Riboflavin, yes. And then, what are the foods Erefumanang vitamin C on? It's easy, quite easy. I'm not going to talk about citrus because it's quite obvious, but let's talk about kiwi. It's full of vitamin C, even lemon. And then red pepper, it's full of vitamin C, ufita citrus. But we have been told, okay, no, it's only vitamin C. And then the third one is tomatoes, because it's vegan food. That acid, iona, it provides vitamin C. Then vitamin A, it's carrot, apricot. In fact, vitamin A, when you think of vitamin A, just think of all the orange foods in the world. Your red sweet potato, your whatever. Once it is yellowish or oranges, just know that is vitamin A that in this. And then vitamin B1, it's a nutritionalist flake. It's one of the powders. It's a bacteria that is used on a daily basis in our foods, which is one. And then there's sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds, we have to eat those because they provide B1. And then there's fish, your salmon, ibile fish, it has got good oil when it's not fried, nota bene, when it's not fried. But the minute you fry fish, why see, because in a little oil it's good already. You don't have to fry it. Just grill it. Just grill fish. Then it will be healthy. The minute you fry it, you kill its healing properties. That's the rule of health. And then vitamin B2, salmon, oyster, aubergine, and almonds. But we want that almonds. Let's take almonds. Pardon?
Oyster.
Oyster mushroom, yes.
Oh, you said oyster mushroom.
Yes.
I think oyster is.
No, oyster mushroom. I'm so sorry about that. And then iron. Iron source of foods is chia seeds. Chia seeds radiziba ntwetsa ka ngidi gogonyana tse nyanyana tse tsanyana. Ibile they kill the abdominal fat. If you have seen my mba, it's very flat because of chia seeds. Soak it on a daily basis. Put it on your fridge in the morning before food. Drink a glass of chia seeds. It's so powerful. And it also cleanses the toxins in the brain. And then
you have extra 5 minutes.
Extra 5 minutes. Bila, I'm about to finish. It's fine. And then we have wheatgrass and asparagus. Then calcium, we get it from milk, of course, and all the products. It's quite obvious, hey? But for those who are vegans, you can get tempeh, you can get vinket and hemp seeds, right? And then, this book, what are the benefits of drinking water? Now, I just said they lubricate the nerves of the body, number one. They clear the toxins from the brain. They make you to be, you will never be problem with digestion. This thing of eating food and not going to the toilet after 20 minutes, it's so wrong. It means that there is a problem with our diets. We have to go to the toilet 3 times a day if we eat 3 times. Because the big question is that after you've eaten your food, where is that food is going if you're not going to the toilet? It means that your Swiss pools, it is very dirty. And if it's dirty, then our brain will never function well. Our eyes and visions will fail and our hearts will not pump good and our lungs will not grasp the air accordingly. And then it means that it's good for muscle functionality. It flushes out the and mental clarity. You know, when I have a mental problem, by the way. So when I was going to the psychiatrist, they would always talk about water. And when I was growing up and before I had mental problems, I would take water very for granted. And I thought, it's just water. There is a lot of things that water does in your body. And then number 7, how many glasses of water should we drink a day? 8 glasses huyakodium. If you still drink 8 glasses and less, or 7 glasses and less, how so try and start drinking water. And then number 8, what are the 3 diseases that can be avoided by fix your diet? That is the question. Number 1 is obesity. And yet Mutu is not tall. There is a problem. It's either you're obese or overweight. So check it. One of those BMI, you have to test. If you are tall, at least be 13. If you are short, be slim. And there's no other way, unfortunately. And then the high blood all the time. If not high blood, you are likely to have cardiovascular diseases all the time. So if you fix your diet, you will never have those. And at this age, one of any health injuries because they've been eating well. And you have to take after them. And then the third one, of course, it's cancer and type 2 diabetes. Diabetes, it's not a disease or chronic diseases for me. It is just a lifestyle. We just choose to have one. Because if you consume a lot of oil and a lot of sugar and a lot of salt, you're likely to have diabetes at times. So take care of yourselves, guys. And then the number 9, what is the difference between brown and white flour? The brown flour has low GI, which is high in fiber. Right? And then white flour, it doesn't have. And brown flour, it is almost 85% of the whole grain, which is the brown. And the next question was, so what are the benefits, or which one is good between the two? I say it's brown, because if it has got low GI, it means that immediately, it will cleanse the dirtiness, colon, and then it will go to the toilet. Because how white bread, by the way, it's sticky. So if it hides the very same thing in your colon, but the brown, it will never do that. There is a difference. How do white, the hand can never be clean, but with brown, it is always clean. That is the exact something that is happening inside your colon, right? Then the last question, so that I stop, guys. What does RDA stands for? Recommended Dietary Allowance. Recommended Dietary Allowance. What does that mean? I know it was not a question, but it's just a bonus. It means that each and every food that you eat, that is allowed according to your body. You go back to the pyramid scheme, and take all these other questions that we ask. Make sure that you have your vitamin C and your vitamin B. Why do they ask those questions about vitamin B and iron and calcium? It's because those are the most that are needed by your body. For you to survive, by your body. Otherwise, my name is still Khechane, Yanda. I am pleased to be presenting you a great opportunity. Thank you so much.
Like you said, how about just spinach, but I fell out the side. You listen to vitamin C, how they choose.
Yes.
When you will allow them, they can spinach more,
Yes.
they get orange more.
No. According to the day, it's just that it will be deeper now. How would vitamin C? For when your body. It means that at least 1 orange in 3 days' time. Because remember, vitamin C is the strongest and it's acidic. So your body, because it produces alkaline and the acids, so that acid that will activate that iron, so that is kabalo. Again, for instance, you can't have orange every day. That's why in the feel the citrus, the seasonal. You can't eat orange in summer, unfortunately, because it's okay. Because vitamin C when it's cold, when your body when if you get. Thank you. Any questions before I sit down? Thank you so much.
Thank you, General.